Hi friends from around the world. Do you want to have some pleasure? Do you want to be happy in the future? Yes, you want, right? Well, is happiness and pleasure, is this the same? It seems to be very much the same. Well, let me recall you what I told you about consumption and investment. That was 1 or 2 videos ago. So consumption was good, right? Investment was, the consumption was bad, sorry. Well, it was good to have a bit to please yourself. But investment would be much better because it gives you a long-lasting effect on return of investment and one path further for your financial freedom. Now, on the emotional part where we are here now, we have the same, some similar expressions, which is one is pleasure and one is happiness. Often you find them mixed up, it means the same. Is it the same, pleasure and happiness? Would you think? Well, it seems not to be the case. It is not the same. Pleasure is much being for, an immediate recompensation, whereas happiness comes slowly over time. One is more isolated, the pleasure, whereas the happiness is in a group experience. One comes more from substances, which is pleasure. Other comes more from acting, social acting. And more importantly, so this is blah blah, what you can hear from me, but there is some science behind. And this I want to stay you with me because it is in fact a kind of mind-blowing. There are 2 neurotransmitters which are acting on happiness or on the pleasure side. One is dopamine. Dopamine, a neurotransmitter, one neuron talks to another neuron and to other neurons, so they are acting together, and if they do so, you get excitement, and this excitement gives you a kind of pleasure. That gives you immediate satisfaction. It gives you a sentiment of pleasure at this moment. And that is okay. If you go to the cinema and you have a bit of pleasure, that's okay. Or consumption, if you want, that's okay. There's no problem. Now, the other is serotonin. Serotonin is another neurotransmitter. Again, they talk. The neurons in the brain, they talk together, and the serotonin that gives you a kind of lasting satisfaction, not for the moment, but a lasting satisfaction. Whereas, so to say, the dopamine, the brain tells you, give me more, I'm excited, give me more. The serotonin, on the other hand, I have enough, that's okay, I'm fine with that. That is what the brain says with one and the other. Now, I told you about substances. Substances, drugs, they have often some kind of excitement, and this excitement, the neurons, they get, so to say, excited if you want, and they react, and this is the satisfaction, but they can overreact. So the excitement is quite strong, then the neuron, one of the first neurons, they die, right? So the next neuron with whom they speak with says, well, he died. Well, I have to lower a bit or higher a bit my excitement level so that I will not get dying as well. That is the reason why if you take the same substance next time, the excitement is lower. So you would, in order to get the same excitement, you would get a higher dose, right? So there is another way, the danger that the next neuron will die, and the further one will say, well, I will higher a bit the excitement level in order. So you get my point. You get my point. Don't take me for granted here. I will let you at the end some lecture where you can read on your own. So I'm talking just to you here in my own terms, which are not much technical, but it is often more easier to understand with my terms than the scientific. They speak for your peers, and they have some high level of speaking, which do not touch yourself. So I'm touching here. I think I'm touching here yourself, and you understand me. Though the serotonin, they don't have this excitement level. They don't get overexcited, so to say, but they have a lasting level of this excitement. Now, I told about drugs. So drugs would be one bad thing, right? But you have also sugar, chocolate. I don't know. That gives you the sweet taste of it. That keeps many people on earth happy. That gives pleasure, immediate pleasure, etc. But they have this kind of, you can't get to the point of addiction with regard to that. And I want here. We are here rather on the path for happiness, right? I don't want to overexcite the pleasure. I want you to have pleasure. I want you to have the consumption. Why not? But the addiction level, the dopamine is necessary for your body, exactly like the other, the serotonin. Both are necessary, but one is to be taken with a certain measurement, with a measurement. Because if you have too much, you will not get happy. You will get off the path of happiness. And that is not the way we should think about here. We want the emotional path to play in your favor to make you go to make the emotions your driver in order to give your business venture, maybe a business venture, but it must not be your main business venture. It can be any other objective you have, like, as I said, relationship, weight loss, or to be a better person of yourself, a better father, a better uncle, whatever it is. So everything of this, the emotion, they have to go in line with your skills, which we have talked about another day. Now, what I want why I'm telling you here all this? Well, we want to be on the way on the happiness, and we build on the long-lasting effects of growing yourself. So you want to be a better part of yourself tomorrow, and the path of happiness and the serotonin is one thing. You get it. A side remark on that: the serotonin, you need this, the serotonin for happiness, right? So that's clear. But the serotonin, you will not get this from food normally. Processed food, you will never get some serotonin out of it. It is nearly not present there. So therefore, the individual cooking, etc., that has something for some positive thing for you. The sugar industry, this is just a bit like the financial industry. The system is not working for you in that sense, that the system provides you with everything, with food, with processed and ready-to-eat food, so to say junk food, on the market. So you don't need to go into the kitchen to make something for yourself. But this kind of ingredients, what is in there, that does not provide you with what would be the immediate, so the precursor of the main ingredient for creating serotonin is not in there, and you won't get there. So you will not go on the path of happiness if you would just believe what you hear on all these, advertisements from television, the deep frozen pizza, whatever is the best what you can eat, etc. So if you go on that way, then you will have difficulties to find serotonin in your body in order to be on the path of your happiness. So isn't that a kind of mind-blowing? It was for me mind-blowing. So to have a scientific, reasoning, scientific evidence that here are some things ongoing which you will, you can determine where you want to go. So thank you for being with me, and here are the promised links to the scientific, reasoning.